Well, I wish I had a lot of softball things to talk about, but right now I think we're just going to talk more about the weather. This last weekend, like Colin said, we're weathered out in Memphis. There wasn't a whole lot of options for us to take part in other than that. You know, it's kind of a late notice for us to scramble something together. So we sat at home, got some good workout in Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Hopefully polished up some of the things that we were needing to do, and then we've got Tulsa this weekend, and I don't know going into this weekend where we're going to be at weather-wise again. I talked to their coaches today, and it doesn't look that great as far as the forecast goes, and really the forecast doesn't look great anywhere north of Louisiana. So we're trying to scramble something together and find another alternative place to go, because like I said, they don't even want us to come down and wait it out, because by the time we get there may be snow, and the only day that may be available to get the field cleaned off would be the one day that we want to try to play. So we're looking into some other alternatives right now, get some options on the table and see what we can do. But 2 weeks off for us isn't going to be ideal. So we're going to do our best. Really, that's all I have to talk about softball-wise right now. I know there's a big game on Saturday. If we do go down to Tulsa and we're sitting in a hotel, maybe we'll try to find a way to get a 2-hour bus ride over to Wichita. But other than that, we're trying to figure something out for us. Like I said, it's more than a 15-hour drive to get out of the weather that everybody's having to deal with, unless we're going to California or Florida or Arizona or something like that. So we're looking into those options as well. But there's hundreds of teams right now that are in the same position we're in, trying to find an alternative spot to play and get some games in. But we're getting down to crunch time where we're only a couple weeks away from the Valley season, and we need to make sure that we're as sharp as we can be going into that first weekend against Illinois State. Any questions?
If you can't get them made up, like this weekend or last weekend, do you have time to schedule them later in the year?
You know, with the way the schedule's crunched in, we can try to do some things maybe midweek with some teams that are close. Maybe add onto a single game, maybe add it to a doubleheader, things like that. There can be some options later in the year. But as you get into the later of the year, you know, you run into some issues as far as your conference games being so close and wanting to do well in those, and then now you're going to pack in some other non-conference games and put your team in a kind of a no-win situation there where you're going to pack some things together. But we're going to do our best this week, and hopefully we can find a place where everybody else is trying to get to and get a handful of games in against some other teams.
How big a setback is it when you miss a weekend of games for this particular team as you try and build it and progress?
Yeah, the first couple weekends we just saw so much great. It was small improvement, but we were taking some of those little things that were tripping us up, and we were starting to clean them up. You know, so that's my big fear right now, is that, you know, if we don't stay sharp and play the pace of the game that it needs to be played, which is hard to get done in practice, if those things will start creeping back in or not. But, you know, I guess the time off has given us a good opportunity to evaluate where we were at and really some of the things we needed to do in the pitching circle, which was the big factor. And I know that they've been working on some of those issues as well as our hitters have been as well. You know, looking back at video and really analyzing it and finding out, you know, where we're getting ourselves out, basically, and fine-tuning those things and really going back to work on them. And the kids have done a great job the last few days of getting back to the process, and hopefully that will, you know, let us hit another level when we start playing again. Thank you.